color relationships I need. What I'm doing is setting up the problem I need to solve for that day. And in my mind, the problem has to be just almost scientific. It has to be a very precise problem that I like to solve. I know I'm not going to solve it with my rational mind. Sometimes, in order to find what you're going to do and find yourself, you have to really look deep into yourself. And you're going to find some dark moments in that stuff. And you're going to maybe go through times like I went through times of extreme self-destruction, you know? I did anything that I thought would get me out of myself and see something new. I really believe in the so-called truth.
Right and keep the fight in tune with what this passion has to say. It ain't so bad, they call me mad. The best I had, still better than the ones that came before. So
the intent of my work is to create a metaphor for freedom. I don't want to be caught within a rectangle, a square, any frame. That's why I'm working on just loose canvas. And I believe what Pollock said, emotion, emotion, emotion. You can't catch it in a second. It's no good. So I can work on a painting for years until I find that correct nuance, that small detail that ignites the whole image.
My lyrics breathing, so I'm listening. That's when my mind is gently rocking. If you know me, the war I'm mocking. One soldier talking, dead man walking. Dead man walking, dead man walking.
Pretty dark time. And what I was doing is I loved musicians when they opened their score. They would erase things and you see the notes. And I thought they were absolutely beautiful, all the notations. So I started making vessel shapes that related to Japan within the 5 bars. And they were all right. They were all right. Then one day, I'm totally depressed. I need something to impact that painting, just to give it some voltage. I opened my eyes, and the dog next door, a huge greyhound dog, comes in, and I open my eyes, and it's staring at me. And I said, shit, this is the only thing really alive in my studio. And I just went over these huge 6x6 and drew the dog. And I went over every painting and drew the dog. And as I got better at drawing, you have to learn how to draw. I just say, okay, how do I draw a dog? And so I did it more and more and became more elegant. It turned into a horse. And I'm still working on horse images 20 years later. That was the impetus. That's how things begin. I paid attention. It's love, it's passion, it's paying attention to detail and the duration of time. Yeah, I lived in Japan. Oh, it's about 5 years I lived in Japan. I learned how to mix ceramics. I would say pretty good ceramics. And I love the glaze effect. And I was thinking, how can I reproduce that glaze effect, the pouring of glaze, over something that I used to make, which is tsubos, which are large urns, and it would just ash would just run off the shoulders. Fell in love with pottery, and then I let go of it after a while because I wanted a more neutral form to work on and less object-oriented. And I couldn't find another method. And I was using wax and fire and a basic alchemy. And I would put the oil, paint into the wax, mix it up very well, and then take a spatula or whatever and just put it on very thick. And then I would take a propane torch and be very meticulous and I would let it rain down. And then when I wanted to stop, I'd put it on the floor. I'd work on that way. I'd work on all 4 ways. Then I would add color. detail, nuance. Again, pick it up, let the rain just begin to touch all those moments of color, moments of veiling. Again, this would be maybe a full week because I had to let each section dry or it would just puddle up. And then I just fell in love with the method because I was doing fire and glaze in Japan.
Where are we going?
Straight. You want to take a picture of it?
No, keep walking. I'm video.
I'm going left. Watch it. Don't get over there, please. Come back here. You're gonna put it on the way on the left. No, you're gonna get the middle. But I remember one teacher never talked to me for 2 years. And I could throw well. I had this thing called a subo, which is a big, large jar, absolutely perfectly thrown. And I'm laying back and I'm sort of doing a beat, like. With a pottery tool on the clay. So it's going, and the clay's going in. All the way around. That one teacher who hadn't spoken to me for 2 years looked at me and said, that's the first real mark you've made. That's the only real thing. Now that you left Japan, that's the first real beat, real design that's yours. Remember that. You never said another word. Never said another word.
I live up to how you see me. In order to get it right, this dog's gonna run free. She offered heaven, baited me with hell. Through the glass, across the park, she had something to sell. Lured by fantasy, my weakness for X, revealing in every text.
You're gonna have the music all the time. When it comes, you better stay up 24/7 and use it up. Yeah, use up the life. That's when you use up the life, is when you got the muse and you're on fire.
Yeah, you found your painting. Beautiful.
Watch this. Splash. Get close. Zach, come here. Look at the white.
Behind the art is a sadness, a confusion deep within, a madness, desperation, that only I can wallow in. Behind the art is a thinker. Behind the mask is the heart.
Doesn't matter what. Doesn't have to be something. Pure abstraction. You know, I think real pure abstraction and real pure realism come together. If it's pure, straight on, they both are the exact same thing. It's not opposites. Abstraction and realism. They're not opposites. It's the exact same thing when you get to the core. You do anything intensely enough, you know, it becomes real. That's what you're trying to do here. Real to your best of your ability to find some sort of acknowledgement of yourself in the world. You get that taste of yourself, like the poet Stanley Kuhn says, that taste of yourself. Once you get that little taste of yourself, then you got your core rhythm. Then you know how you move. And you're the only one that can move that way, you know? Only you that can put the beat down. Yeah, syncopate. You syncopate your way through life.
My fall was a stepping stone. My fall was a stepping stone. When there's problems in your life, when there's struggle and there's strife, that fall is a stepping stone. Walking down a lonely runway, eyes looking up at her. I hear the green with a nighttime melody in between. Smoke blowing through her dreams, bones burning in her pockets. Revival love is drowning in her rusty locket, and she's crying, and she's dying, and she's crying. Looking down from heaven, falling in hell, calling on all angels, locked up in a cell, waiting for an answer. There ain't nothing coming back. And she's dying, and she's
This is what I look at. This is what I glimpse at as I drive, as I walk. In any space, I find a certain context and I glimpse it, and then, like, this could be a painting. Not painting, has to be some sort of stereotype. This is a painting to me. And if I can do something, destroy it, create something new, I can take the beautiful tar drawings in the road, and this relates, it all relates. The drawing relates, the color relates, the weight becomes a little off weight. I can take rhythm, gesture, proportion. It works for me, and I'm moved by it because somebody else's hands have been on this wall besides mine. Many hands have been on this wall. So all I am is retracing steps, traces of wherever it went before.
my song about the pen. Precious, fragile harvest, behold the visionary twist in your neck. Gone too soon. Penetrating smoke screens, blowing whistles on wrong, ignoring the civil servants, spreading his truth and song.
Artists are very fortunate, if they use their material to transcend themselves and transcend themselves into some form of light.
Dancing, you're the darkness. You're the light. You're the darkness in the chamber of my gun that I cannot bear. You are the light in my heart that never leaves me alone and is never here.
Somebody called you an artist. That was, wow, man, you're great. And when I heard that word, all I thought it was Picasso. Fuck Picasso, man. He's not the only one, You can't be overridden. You can't bring people into your studio. You gotta kick every one of those fuckers out if you're gonna make some good work. And it's taken me years to kick every fucker out. I went through a Twomley stage, a Pollock stage, Giacometti, I think I kicked their voices out already, but you gotta do it. You gotta cleanse the soul, let go of everything, let it go down the stream. And you just meditate on who and what you are. Sometimes when you're passionate, obsessive, and you care, it can be that edge between creation and destruction. I hit destruction when my lungs filled up with the smoke from the fire and the wax. And I almost died. Good friends, doctors, Peter Karshmar helped me stay alive. And that's something you have to transcend. And I only transcend that when I went back to Japan, took a little sumi ink and dropped it in a droplet of water. Then things appear to me again and it can carry on. A place that is not a place in a space that is not a space. I find myself alone, not lonely. I don't believe in time, only moments. Small increments of meaning. Caught in a glimpse, passing by black spots before the eye. I don't believe in time, only moments. Recurring one after another, pushing something forward toward the light. Only scars remind us of the past.
In the arms of God, so ready to let you go, but I still pick up the phone to hear like contagious laugh. You make me smile about everything. Don't wanna have to close my eyes and see so much more than a memory. To me, so much more than a memory. So much more than a memory to me.
Every artist must understand light, where it comes from, how it reflects, how it creates shadows, how it warms your face, your being. Every artist, when looking up at the sky, looking down at the ground, looking at mud, mud even creates beautiful light and shadow if you're in the right place. Every photographer, musician, look at the light between notes. Look at the light in architecture. I mean, it is where it isn't. The building isn't the building without the windows. The light is the architecture.
She prepares some gumbo for dinner. Kept trying to put the finding face out of his mind. She brought out a dish of salted fish to go with his liquors. As the candles flickered, man, she was fine. He was a horseman, and his kindness to the people kept his memories green. And a rage of desire, like a doe pierced by an arrow, he was zealous to come clean.
Let me do the opposite. Let's do a figure. A recognizable, to some degree, figure. And it was just a nice play between two things. They're not dichotomies or opposites. They just flow into each other because it's my mark. I can't get away from my own core rhythm and my own marks. Yeah, that makes me who I am. Some of the paintings come out great when I'm angry, because the stroke has such vehemence and vitality to it. Other times it's pure, I ruin it. Then I just throw it across the studio and it all falls apart. But even after it falls apart, I put it back together. Sometimes the collage is much nicer than what it was before. Self-portraits is something I had to do. I think every artist, should at least try it. And as I got better at drawing, I found my style and get away from any kind of academic stroke. I found my own way into my own self. And that's a journey. And it's been a wonderful journey. So, whatever mood I'm in, usually that's what comes through. But it's a real poignant question. How do you know when you're done? Are you ever done? Because I could go on forever. I could work on the same painting for the rest of my life. Creation, destruction. How far do you want to go? I could dig holes. I can do it. I love mud. You just try to keep that going as long as you can. Any material I can work with. Anything sacred, Whatever mood I'm in. How deep you want to go. Some people don't want to go too deep. They want to keep it light and easy. I have to respect I'm just not a light and easy guy. It's space. And when I see that, it's just not moving. We just try to keep that going as long as you can. So when you ask that question, which is a poignant question, when are you done? I really would have to say I'm never done.
Can you feel it? Can you feel it?
When I think back, I I remember all the things you said.